4, make sure you get yourself into action. Get a plan, take massive action. And then number 5, most importantly of all of them, feed your spirit. Feed and strengthen your spirit. And there's only one way to do that. It's to find what you're grateful for and to take time, whether it be prayer for you or just taking a moment to think about what it is that's so lucky in your life. There's a rejuvenation in our spirit when we stop taking things for granted. And when most importantly, what feeds your spirit is to give, to find a way to do something for someone else who's worse off than you are. Because what is this all about? It's about strength, and it's about perspective, it's about action, it's about emotion, and it's about heart. And so many people, miss the opportunity to feel like their life makes a difference. I'm a big believer that motive does matter, that why you do something people can feel, that people may be skeptical, they may have their judgments or their fears because they've been through so much, but in my experience, ultimately, why you're doing something people feel. And if you're doing this because some part of you knows that you're here in life, not just to get, but to give, then there's a spark that happens in other people because they feel the genuineness of that. And there's a spark that happens in you because it reminds you what you're made for. And I'm telling you this now, and I shared this with you because I want to give you some tools, but also because I want to invite you to participate in something. Thanksgiving is coming. And it's supposed to be a time of giving thanks, right? But unfortunately, for a lot of people, what we're finding is it's just about eating turkey or, eating so much and going and watching the ball game and forgetting what the spirit of the holiday is really about. Many of you who know me probably know the story of what's happened in my life and why I'm sharing this with you right now. Because when I was 11 years old, my family, a young brother and sister, I'm the oldest, and my father and my mother, we were in a position where my father had lost his job and we had no money and no food. And we wouldn't have starved, but we certainly weren't going to have a Thanksgiving dinner, that's for sure. And it was depressing, and my father was saying things to my mother, and mother was saying things to my father that, you never forget and you can never take back. And we were in this psychological, emotional hole, and it felt like nothing could get better. And what changed my life was a simple act of kindness. Somebody who, to this day, I'm emotionally even thinking about it still. That's why I want to talk to you today. To this day, I don't know who it was. But they decided, or knew our family, I guess, and they sent a delivery guy to knock on the door. And, my parents were fighting, so I answered the door. And there was this tall man standing there with this big box of food, everything you could imagine for this holiday. And beside him on the ground was this black pan with an uncooked turkey in it. And he said, "Is your father here?" And I said, "Just one moment." And I quickly went over and grabbed my dad and didn't tell him who it was at the door. Just said, you got to answer it. And opened the door. And unfortunately, my father didn't take in the gift. He was angry. He said, we don't accept charity. He was very intense about it. And it was a seminal experience in my life because I wanted to celebrate. And ultimately, it became a celebration for the rest of my family. But my father didn't take in the fact that strangers can care, that strangers could really look out for you, that there could be an opportunity for you to take in a gift in life. And my father, shortly after that experience, left our family. It was one of the more intense moments of my life. But the beauty that came out of that event is the reason why I'm here right now, not just talking to you in this conversation here on the internet, but the reason I do what I do is because I was penetrated by this kindness because the meaning I gave it was that strangers care. And if strangers care about me, then I care about strangers. I got to find a way to give back. And I promised I'd find a way to do that. And so by the time I was 17 years old, I figured out how to do it. I wasn't real successful yet, as you might guess, but I decided I was going to feed 2 families. And I went to the grocery store and I got 2 baskets and I went around and put enough food, for 2 different families to have this incredible dinner. And I started the journey. And I began by feeding a family with 5 kids who I had no clue, but the father had left, and it was destiny for me. Next year, I decided it was so moving and emotional, I was going to feed 4 families, and I didn't tell anybody. And the next year, 8, because I wasn't doing it for the stars on my chart. But eventually, I thought, God, I could use some help. So I got my friends involved, and gradually I grew some of my small companies, and my employees got involved. And I'm really proud to tell you that 30 plus years later today, we're in a situation now where through the foundation, together with people like yourself, we feed more than 3 million people last year in 32 countries. So my final kind of offering to you, my invitation is come join me. Let's go out and touch some souls. Let's go out on Thanksgiving and let's see if we can just touch them. I don't want your money. I mean, you're welcome to send some money to the foundation if you want, but that's not what this is about. What I really want is you to have the experience of reaching out and touching a stranger for no good reason except it's right. Because I know what that'll do to your spirit. If you're successful, it's going to make you feel something more than success. It'll give your life more meaning. If you're facing some real challenges and you enter a place like when I went down to the South Bronx, I'll never forget, and entering a place that had no electricity where people were literally starving, or a man who was literally on the streets, and we brought him this big basket. It was beautiful, and gave him blankets and socks and food. And I literally jumped out of the van. I was with this amazing man from the Salvation Army who was driving me around, and jumped out and handed this big basket, this huge basket to this man. And I mean, first he just looked shocked. Then he started to get this big smile. Then he got teary-eyed. And when I was leaving, there was this moment that you never forget. You can do this. You can do this by yourself. You can do this with a couple family members. You can just do 2 baskets of food where it feels like a gift, where it's not a handout like my father expected, but really a gift where it feels like a present, something special. And if all you do is go to AnthonyRobbinsFoundation.org, AnthonyRobbinsFoundation.org, you can put yourself in there and say, I'd like to be a coordinator for a basket brigade, even if it's just you, and they'll send you a little booklet how to do it. We have a little book called Notes for a Friend, which is this tiny little book I wrote that shows somebody how to turn their life around. You can give that, or you can just give food. Or you could do this with your family. You could do this with your company and get that spirit back inside your company with the employees. And you do it really easily, or all over the country and all over the world. We have large basket brigades where people come together, and you could join a group that's going to do this. So this is my invitation. I sent this video to you to hopefully, during the holidays, hopefully add some value to you, to remind you of what I know you know. You can thrive no matter what the obstacle, no matter what the economy, no matter what the challenge. The fundamentals are really basic, and you can take back control of your life. And if you're doing well, it's to say to you, man, you and I, if we're doing well, we have responsibility to give something back. Not only responsibility, but an opportunity. So thanks for listening for so long. I hope this has been helpful for you. Sorry I'm emotional, but it doesn't matter how many decades I've been a part of this. There are people out there suffering, people out there that you could touch. And I'm one of those people that got touched. I'm here because of it. And I think I've been able to help lots of people in my life because of those challenges and because of someone caring. And I know you care too, or you still wouldn't be watching this crazy video. So thank you for watching. And please go to AnthonyRobbinsFoundation.org and join me in the Basket Brigade, or do something to make this Thanksgiving different or more meaningful. And I hope this has been helpful to you in your life in some way. And again, I appreciate your time, and I look forward to hopefully our paths crossing again sometime soon. Till then, live strong, live with passion, and God bless you.